what's up? So in today's video I'm going to show you guys how to take a men's track pants and upcycle it into cute short pants romper. Let's begin. So the first thing you want to do is fold your track pants in half. You're going to fold it, right? And you're just going to line it up and make sure that everything is even, everything is straight, right? There are no lumps or clumps anywhere. I'm going to go up a little closer to my crotch area and cut away the excess fabric. This is a very soft material, so I'm going to have to make sure that okay. So here's my short pants piece. Now obviously I'm going to have to fold this in, right? I'm going to fold it inward. I'm not going to put an outward fold. I'm doing an inward fold so that I can have a nice neat finish in the corner where my where these straps are. Right? So this is pants aspect. Now, mind you, the track pants does have an elastic waist, which is good for me, and it also has a drawstring aspect, which is also good. Now, we want to deal with the top. So to create the top, we're going to use our excess pant legs. Now, what I noticed with this pants is that there is a zipper by the pant leg, which is going to come in handy for me because I am actually thinking of using this as a way for me to properly get into the romper without any extra work. So what I'm going to have to do to preserve, sadly to say, to preserve the zipper to be my side seam is I'm going to have to cut along here. So that's what I'm going to do now. I want to keep that zipper. Now if your track pants doesn't have a zipper, you don't need to worry about that. You can just go ahead. Right, so you see my zipper is basically the center aspect of this cutout, which is going to end up being my side seam. I'm going to show you what I mean in a short while. So let me just go ahead and do the same for the other pant leg. So basically you're just cutting open the pant leg to give yourself that fabric basically that you're going to need to create the top aspect of the romper. Okay, so here we go. So here are my two pieces. Okay, so we have cut open our remaining pant legs. So now we have two nice pieces of fabric, so to speak, to work with and create the top aspect of the romper. Now because my track pants had zippers, right? Because my track pants had zippers on the pant leg, I want to use that aspect. As I said, I want these zippers to be my side seam. So they're going to line up like this. Obviously, this is not going to be wide enough for my bust area, right above my upper bust area. This is not going to be enough, so I'm going to have to create that spacing for myself. Now I don't need all this material, I don't need this full length of material to make my top. So what I'm going to do is just place this on me off camera. You can't see this part, but I'm going to talk you through it. Now I'm placing this piece on the side of me where I want the zipper to fall, and then I'm going to look at my length that I'm going to need, giving myself seam allowance, right? I'm going to give myself some seam allowance for where it needs to attach on the pants. I'm going to keep my finger right there, where I have it right there. And what I'm going to do now is just take my ruler along with one of my fabric markers, and I am going to draw a line for me to follow, because I don't want to go off track with this. Okay, drawing on the ruler, not the close. Right, I don't know if you can see my line, but I drew my line, and that's going to be my guide. So I'm going to cut this now. Cut. So there we go. Now I'm going to use this as my template to cut the same length on the other side. So I'm going to line this up. Just going to use this as my template to cut my other leg on there. There we go. Now, because these are going to be my side seams, obviously, I'm going to have to put a piece to the center here, right? And I'm going to have to put a piece to the center of my back. So I'm just going to fold these to give you an illustration of what I mean. So I'm going to have to put a piece right in the center here, okay? And this is going to be my extension to give me that added length that I need, measurement that I need to go around my bust area. Yeah? So I'm just going to take this off screen, and I am putting it on me, right? So that I can get an idea of how much material I need to add. So right now I am going to take my tape measure, and I'm just going to put it so I can see how wide this space is. It is 5 inches wide. So I'm going to make it 6 inches wide. Right? So I'm going to need 2 6-inch pieces. One for the back and one for the front. Okay, I'm going to need 2 6-inch pieces, and I am going to use, I'm going to just put these two aside for now, and I'm going to use my extra pant legs to get me those 6 inches. All right. I'm going to use my ruler. It's a bit bony. So I'm going to use my ruler, and I'm going to measure out 6 inches. I'm not going to cut away this. I have plans for that. So I'm just going to mark my 6 inches, my 6-inch wide piece. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a side line here as a guide, because I still need a nice straight piece. 6 inches is there. Right. So this is basically I need to go all the way down. Cut out my 6-inch piece. Down, I have plans for that. Pants is stretchy, so kind of light, stretchy fabric. So every minute I have to stop and kind of okay. So here is one of my 6-inch pieces. I'm just gonna see if I could cut another 6-inch piece from the same pant like piece I have cut from. If not, I'll just have to go to the pant leg. No, can get a 6-inch piece like. Can get another 6-inch piece actually. Sorts of ways, but I can't. So I'm just going to go to my other handbag and I am going to cut out another 6-inch piece. So I'm just using this one as a template. Your cut lines don't have to be perfect. They just need to, you just need to ensure they are the measurements that you need. Yeah? This aside. So here I have my two 6-inch pieces. Well, 6-inch wide pieces. So now the next step is to take right side facing right side. Right. I'm just giving my piece here a fold because I need the edges to be neat. So I'm gonna create that fold one time for when I'm about to stitch. So I'm just pinning this in place. I already placed right side facing right side. And I am just placing some pins to keep it in place. Alright. So when I run that stitch, it's going to lengthen the piece. So I'm also going to take this right side facing right side and fold into this to the machine, it's going to be easy for everything to be in place. You have to be fighting up. So you see how I extend extended it. So what I'm also going to do now is, again, I'm going to attach to the other piece. Golden, right side facing right side of my other half. I'm going to put this in and I'm going to pin this in place. Okay, so I just want to show you guys. I'll turn it right side out. Right, so here we go. So this is how my top is going to be now. This is what is going to fit me. This is the length. This is what I'm going to be able to fit into. So this is my length. I made sure that I had these cute orange stripes in the front. This is the back, and my zippers are on the side where I wanted it to be as my side seam. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to my machine and I'm going to attach my pieces together, and I'm also going to hem my shorts. Alright guys, so I'm back from the sewing machine. I have attached my additional pieces to my top, right? I tried it on and it fits perfectly. I don't need to put any darts anywhere to take it in to fit right. It fits just right with that 6-inch wide measurement that I took, right? So this is the top and this is my pants. I fold in the raw edges and I stitched and created my hem. Okay, I tried on the pants and the length is just right for me. If after you do your first hem you're not comfortable with the length, if you find it's too long, then go right ahead and put another fold, or take your time and cut off about an inch. If you find it's too long, fold it and hem it again, and you should have the right length that you need. And if it's still too long, then do that process over. Cut an inch off, fold it to get that raw edge neat, and finish it off. Yeah? So now that I have my top and my bottom completed, I need to attach the two pieces. Now, for me, it's easy to identify my side seams because I already have side seams. For some of you, you may not have a side seam. It might just be a flush. Your whole top might just be flushed going around like this. So what you're going to need to do, turn your top inside out, because we're going to work with the top inside out. If your side seam is a flushed piece of material, there's no seam there, you need to identify your side seam. So what you're going to do is put your top like that, identify your side seams, right? Which is that underarm, the part that runs under your arm going down, that's your side seam. Identify it, take a marker or a piece of chalk and just mark that fold right there, right where you have the fold, just mark it. That's your center seam. I need you to do that at the bottom of the top. It is very important for the next part we are about to do. So identify your center seam, identify your side seam, sorry, at the bottom, and just put a mark so you can identify it easily, okay? For those that don't need to do that because you're like me and you already have a side seam, then you can leave out that part, right? You already have a side seam right here. Now, what we are going to do is attach our pants and our top. As I said, turn your top inside out. Your pants remains right side out. You're not going to change that aspect. Make sure, now for me, I have to make sure because my front has the orange stripes and I need to make sure that the front of my top is being attached to the front of my pants. Now, what I'm going to do is take the pants and put it in from the top part of the top. So now your piece should look like this. Your pants should be inside of your top. The side seam that you marked and identified, you are going to line up that side seam with your pants side seam. So for me, this is my pants side seam. It doesn't go all the way up, but it is easy for me to just follow and identify this is my pants side seam. And I'm going to just take a pin, a straight pin, and I am going to pin this in place. Oh, I stuck myself. Right. I'm going to do the same for the other side. I'm going to take my side seam, my top side seam, and I am going to line it up with the pants side seam. There we go. Lined up. I lost it. So I'm just going to follow that again because this is my pants side seam. It's going all the way here, so it's right there. And I am going to take a pin and pin this in place. Now it's okay, it is okay if your top, right, if the top bottom is way bigger than the pants waist. Now remember, your pants waist, the track pants has elastic, so it stretches. So you're going to stretch your pants to meet the width of the bottom of your top. Okay, you're going to pull the pants, you're going to stretch it. So while you're at your machine and you're sewing, you're going to make sure that you stretch the waistband of the pants while you're going around. And once you do that and you're finished, everything will be in place. My one tip to you to make life easy when you are about to sew, the first thing, my tip to you is to stitch your side seams first before you go and stretch the pants out. Why I'm saying that is because you need to make sure that everything is lined off properly. Now if you have this side stitched properly, stitched on, and this side stitched on, it's gonna be easy when it comes time now for you to stretch the pants waist to meet the length of the top. You understand what I mean? So again, stitch your side seam area together. You top to the pants, stitch that together on one side there, and then go to the other side and stitch that part. Double stitch, back stitch, make sure the stitch is strong. When you have finished that, then you go ahead and pull your waistband, your pants waistband, and you stitch while you are pulling. Okay, so I'm gonna go to my machine now and I'm going to attach my top to my bottom, and I'm gonna come back and show you guys. Okay guys, so I'm back from my sewing machine. I just attached my top to my bottom. So this is my top, this is my bottom. They have been attached. So I'm going to turn it inside, right side out, sorry. So you can see it proper. Take a look. And this is it. An upcycle short pants romper from a men's track pants. With my extra strip, I decided when I was trying it on, I had it on and I was looking in the mirror and I was like, nah, something off, something not looking right. And I just took this extra strip and placed it at the top and realized, yeah, this is it, it's finished now. So I just stitched this in place to give that added aesthetic look to the front. I had some remaining material from the pant leg as well as from the strips, so I created a mask to go along with the short pants romper. So till next time guys, deuces.